Wounded Knee Massacre. The West was dead by the 1880s, stuffed, mounted, and auctioned off to railroad barons and bureaucrats. The frontier closed after every wild acre had been subdivided, monetized, and federally administered. The Lakota Sioux, riders of the wind and children of the plains, became government clients, fenced into misery by the same republic that once romanticized their extinction. The Treaty of Fort Laramie, 1868, was supposed to mean something, a handshake on parchment guaranteeing the Black Hills forever. Forever lasted until gold was found in 1874. Washington redefined sovereignty as until further notice. The betrayal of this treaty, a solemn agreement, was a slap in the face to the Lakota Sioux. Liberty became just a slogan on a wanted poster, valid for some, revoked for others. The buffalo disappeared beneath the long rifles of men who killed for sport and profit. Washington called it progress. I call it industrialized starvation. The reservation system was the encore, charity disguised as captivity. Federal agents handed out rations with one hand and stripped away dignity with the other. Out of that despair rose the ghost dance, a swirl of dust and divine hope misread by the ruling class as rebellion. Wovoka, the Paiute prophet, preached renewal. Live right, treat each other kindly, he said, hardly sedition. The government saw a native man talking about salvation as more dangerous than 1,000 armed warriors. The peaceful nature of the ghost dance was often misunderstood and misinterpreted by the ruling class as a type of rebellion. December 15, 1890, U.S. ordered Indian police surrounded Sitting Bull, the Hunkpapa chief who'd made Custer famous for dying. The arrest went wrong. Shouts, confusion, gunfire. When the smoke cleared, Sitting Bull was oozing into the snow. Another symbol of independence erased. His followers scattered, trudging through the Dakotan frost toward Chief Spotted Elk and the alleged safety of Pine Ridge. They were families carrying blankets. To Washington, every starving Lakota child looked like a potential insurrection. Enter the 7th Cavalry, Custer's old regiment, still haunted by ghosts and nursing a grudge. They intercepted Spotted Elk's band near Wounded Knee Creek and herded them into camp under armed watch. At daybreak, Colonel James Forsyth ordered them to disarm. The environment was brittle with stress. Then came Black Coyote, a deaf man who didn't understand why he should surrender his gun, his last scrap of self-respect. A scuffle, a shot, then hell. Guns, those crank-driven lawnmowers of flesh, tore into the crowd. In minutes, 250 to 300 Lakota lay dead, women clutching infants. Older men are crawling through the snow. 25 soldiers died too, mostly from friendly fire. The Army called it a battle. History calls it a massacre. For many, it is the day liberty got shot in the back. The U.S. Army investigated itself and, shockingly, found no fault. Forsyth was reinstated. 19 medals of honor were handed out for bravery. Imagine pinning a medal on a man for gunning down unarmed women and children. That act was moral rot, dressed in ceremony. The War Department congratulated itself. The Lakota buried their dead. Thus ended the so-called Indian Wars, and with them, the illusion that America's moral compass pointed anywhere but toward convenience. Wounded Knee marked the death of a people's freedom and the autopsy of America's soul. The ghost dance was suppressed because it was independent. Governments fear nothing more than people who can find meaning without them. The snow that winter buried the bodies, but not the truth. When power loses its conscience, it keeps its gun. In 1973, the American Indian Movement returned to Wounded Knee to confront the sins of the past. The American Indian Movement was a Native American civil rights organization founded in 1968 that was instrumental in drawing attention to the issues facing Native Americans. 71 days of occupation, protest, and siege. This time, the ghosts of 1890 had an audience. Television cameras rolled. America watched itself flinch. The government pulled the trigger, and the myth of righteousness cracked. More than a century later, the Remove the Stain Act sought to rescind those tainted medals of honor. Symbolic, yes, and symbols matter in a nation that forgets so easily. You cannot rewrite history, yet you can stop celebrating the villains. Wounded Knee should live in the national conscience as a warning label. This is what happens when government power outruns human empathy. The Constitution was designed to handcuff tyrants. Somewhere along the line, we lost the key. Liberty erodes in paperwork, policy, and civil assurances. One day, you wake up surrounded by soldiers, explaining they're here to protect you. That is how a republic dies, under the hum of bureaucracy. Wounded Knee is both history and prophecy. Every time freedom becomes inconvenient, the guns come out. The snow melts, the headlines fade, and the state congratulates itself for surviving its own sins. But the dead don't forget, and neither should we.